welcome to day 2 of Vlogmas, and this is my November wrap up. But before we get into that, throughout December I am doing a advent calendar where I have wrapped up a book to open every other day. These are all books that I have hauled in 2024 and then wrapped up. So they've all already been hauled. I'm not adding new books to my TBR. They all are existing already on my TBR. But I think the last ones that I bought were maybe in August. So I haven't seen any of these for a few months, and with my brain, out of sight is out of mind. So I don't really know what I've got on here. But the first one for day 2 of December, I'm excited. I do remember what this one is, because I was so excited by it. This is Love Like Farms by B.K. Borison. I have been wanting to read this book for so long. This is the first in B.K. Borison's series, which I think is just called Love Like Farms. This is following Stella, who is wanting to save a Christmas tree farm. So she enters a contest with Insta-famous influencer Evelyn St. James. However, to make the farm seem like a romantic destination for the holidays, she lied on the application and said she owns the farm with her boyfriend, except he doesn't exist. Enter her best friend, and they are going to have like a fake dated situation. I am so excited. This is probably the next book I'm going to pick up, I think. Might not be, because I might have got another book that I have to read. But this one is already on my December TBR, and I'm very excited to get to it. So, yay. But we're not here for book hauling. We are here for November wrapping up. Look, my words aren't wording today, okay? So we're just going to have to go with it. But in November, I read a grand total of 14 books. I had 2 3 stars, 5 3.5 stars, 4 4 stars, 2 4.5 stars, and 1 5 star. So a pretty decent mix. I did also have 2 DNFs, which I actually forgot to get out. But yeah, pretty decent mix. I'd say everything that I read was good. There is one book that I read for work, so I won't be talking about that one and giving you like my thoughts and feelings on that one, because I'm being paid to work on that book. Actually, there's 2 books that I read technically for work. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. But let's just get into it. I'm going to talk about my 2 DNFs first. So if you saw the vlog that went up yesterday, no, it wasn't yesterday. If you saw the vlog that went up on Saturday, you will have seen that was a 1 week, 1 shelf fail, and it ended up being 2 weeks, 2 shelves, because I DNF'd 2 books. And these 2 books were Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. I think I only got like 2 or 3 chapters in. I think I got up to about page 55 or something in this one, and I was just not vibing. It was fun, it was fast paced, it was very YA, and I was like, I'm just not feeling it. Also, this book is 500 pages, and look at the size. Like, the type is tiny. This book is huge. The other book I DNF'd was Witch King by Martha Wells. Again, I got about 70 pages into this one. I feel like I gave this one the good old college try, but I was so confused, and my confusion was making me physically dislike the book. Physically dislike? Actively dislike. Again, words and wording not working. One of my friends like really wanted me just to carry on and try and power through the confusion, but like I said, that's why I kind of got so far into it. Like I said, 70 pages isn't far into it, but I would have DNF'd earlier, except my friend was like, no, you've got to keep on going. But it just didn't work for me. So these 2 will be going to new homes. This one has already found a new home with my friend Suzanne. So with the books that I read, let's start off with the 3 stars. I read The Illustrated Mum by Jacqueline Wilson. So this one was for my first 1 week 1 shelf project where I was reading books from my YA shelf. This one I enjoyed. I had a good time with it. Like I said, I gave it 3 stars. That's a decent rating. I had fun with it. It's not my favourite Jacqueline Wilson, but it was a good time. For that same vlog, I also read The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I really enjoy Lynn Painter. She's one of my favourite romance authors. This was my first YA that I've read of hers. And I think that this is a really good YA contemporary romance story if you are a 16 or 17-year-old teenager wanting to read a contemporary romance story. As an adult YA reader, it just didn't quite hit. There were a few things that just didn't really make sense to me. There are a few inconsistencies that I picked up on. I liked it. It was fun. Like I said, I gave it 3 stars. That's still a decent rating. I liked it. It was fun. It just didn't quite hit as well as it could have. We then move on to my 3.5 star reads. So first of all, I'm going to talk about Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter. So this one is a fast-paced thriller. Again, I had fun with it. It's twisty, it's gripping, but it was one of those where throughout, apart from probably the last 60 pages, at any point if I'd put it down, I could have very easily not picked it up again. And for me, that is a bit of an issue because I don't want to be reading books which I find are being kind of easily forgettable. Yeah, I think if you're looking for a good quick thriller and you find this one in a charity shop or book swap, absolutely pick it up. It's a fun time. It's not a book that I would say is an absolute must read on everyone's TBR. Next one, talk about Last Violent Call by Chloe Gong. This one is 2 novellas, so it fits between Foul Lady Fortune and Foul Heart Huntsman. I'm not a novella reader. I'm just not a fan of novellas. They just don't do it for me. So again, I thought this one was good. I had a good time reading it. I had fun. But that was really it. It didn't give me anything else because they were novellas. Like, I can see why both of these stories are going to be important to the plot, and I can see why they were put in as novellas and not as full-length novels or like as side quests in the main plot. But I just don't really get on with novellas. And then I also read A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. So this one is a sort of Dracula kind of retelling, I guess, following Dracula's First Bride. This one was fun. Again, I had a good time. I don't really have anything new to say at all, do I? I had a good time with this one. I was enjoying it. Yeah, I was enjoying it. I was having a good time, but I read this at the beginning of the month and I've already kind of forgotten about it. Like, I don't feel like it did anything massively new and exciting, but I did enjoy the writing style. I enjoyed my time while reading it. I don't really have a huge amount to say on that one. I also read Phantasma by Kaylee Lake, I think. Okay, again, gave this one 3.5 stars. I enjoyed Phantasma. I didn't love Phantasma. I can absolutely see why the TikTok girlies are going beyond feral for this book. I get it. I get why people are loving this book, but it's not doing it for me. I'll be honest, part of me could never quite get over the fact that the love interest was a ghost, especially when they started having sex. I was like, oh, is this a bit weird? Because he's dead. Maybe that's just me. I don't think anyone else seems to have this issue. Maybe it is just me. But yeah, that I was struggling with. And I felt like the plot and the trials, again, they were fun. I was having fun reading the book. like I said, it just never hit that note for me that made me go feral. And I can absolutely, though, understand why everyone else loved it. I am going to just interrupt now and talk about the 2 books that I read for work. So again, when I read a book for work, I am being paid to work on these campaigns. So I'm not going to give you like a full review or my ratings or anything like that. But the 2 books that I read were The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. So this one, I was working on a read along for this one, and then I took part as a participant as well. So I've been paid to work on this campaign, so I'm counting as a book for work. I have read the original Bone Seasons before, but I thought I would give it a go again with the new version. I'm glad that I did give it a second go with the new version. The Bone Season follows Paige. She is a clairvoyant in a world, a kind of futuristic dystopia type world where clairvoyance is illegal. And she is a very rare type of clairvoyant known as a dream walker. She's arrested, sent to this sort of prison camp kind of thing, and things happen. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. But I think everybody, to be honest, has read The Bone Season by now. So if you haven't, the book is beautiful. The other book that I've read for work is By Any Other Name by Jodi Picoult. So this one is a more historical book than Jodi's normal books. This one follows Amelia, who in the 1580s, 1590s, she is a female playwright, and she is selling her plays to this man called William Shakespeare, who publishes them under his name. And William Shakespeare has a whole kind of stable of authors who can't be published for one reason or another, whether they are in the wrong level of society or they're women. And so he publishes books under his name. We then are having a dual timeline and also following Melina in 2024. She is the descendant of Amelia. She is also a playwright, and she has discovered this about her great-grandmother, and kind of is trying to work out, was Amelia, now in 2024, was Amelia someone who wrote Shakespeare's plays? This book is fascinating, and I think if you are interested in either the theatre, women's rage, female rage, or Shakespeare and Shakespeare lore, particularly all of the conspiracy theories around Shakespeare, I think this book might be one for you. Okay, back to my reviews and ratings. We've taken a lull aside. Well, onto my 4-star books. So I have got here The Score by Elle Kennedy. This one is book 3 in the Off-Campus series. This one we are following Dean and Ali. The other 2 books that I've read in the series so far, I've given 5 stars. This one I gave 4 stars. I never quite connected with Dean. So Ali I thought was fine. I liked Ali, but Dean, I never quite got him. To the point that I kind of was, this book's only about 350 pages. I was at about the 300-page mark and I was going, Dean likes to have sex with Ali. I get that. I'm not yet seeing him move from friends with benefits, fuck buddy, whatever you want to call it, to serious relationship. And that for me is what kind of just took that mark down, is that I never saw that development in Dean. I feel like we were supposed to assume that because he slept with her twice, he therefore was into her. But I never saw that. I never, even though a lot of the chapters we are in Dean's head, I still never got that. He did have some interesting character development, but I don't feel like he had interesting character development in terms of his relationship and his sort of relationship maturity, I'm going to say. But I still had a fab time. I absolutely love Elle Kennedy and I love the Off-Campus series. I've then got Sorcery and Small Magics by Mega Ducey. This book came in the Fairy Loot box in, I want to say, October. I'll be honest, I looked at this one, I looked at the side and went, that's probably not going to be a book for me. I thought it was going to be super cozy. I thought it was going to be whimsical. With the violin on the side, I thought maybe it's going to be kind of the same as like River Enchanted, which I did enjoy. However, I was wrong. This book is brilliant. It's not cozy. It is very kind of natural magic. And we do spend a lot of time in the wood, which great, love it. And there is magic and music as well. But I just had a really fantastic time with it. It surprised me how much I enjoyed it. I will say I judged this book by its very, very beautiful cover, but I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. And then the final 4-star I'm talking about is The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I pretty much read this quite long book in not much more than one sitting. It's about 380 pages. I think I read it in one day. It might have just been over a weekend, but I read it very, very quickly. This one we are following Belle. Her mother, Rachel, disappeared when Belle was about 2. Belle is now 18 and I'm going to let the cat in. And Rachel has reappeared. However, just before Rachel's reappearance, there is this film crew interested in making a true crime documentary about the disappearance of Rachel Price. And while they're filming, Rachel turns up. So then there's this whole mystery of where was she? Did she go willingly? Was she actually taken? Why did someone let her go? Like, what's been going on for this whole time? And as we got to the end, the twists really surprised me. There were multiple like end point twists and I was like, I didn't see that coming. Whoa, didn't see that coming. Whoa, didn't see that one either. So yeah, I had a really good time with this one. I then have got 2 4.5-star books I'm going to talk about. These are Guilty by Definition by Susie Dent. This one is a mystery. It is set in Oxford and we are following our main character who works for a dictionary. She loves words. However, 10 years ago, I think it was, her sister, who also worked at the same dictionary, disappeared. No one knows what happened to the sister. And our main character, whose name I've forgotten, Martha, she starts getting letters that are kind of written in riddles that suggest that somebody knows what happened to her sister, Charlie. Correct again, just double checking, you know. So she and her dictionary team are trying to work out the riddles and the mystery behind these letters, who wrote them, what happened to Charlie. This was so good. This is so interesting, so compelling, so readable. I loved all of the different clues in the mystery and within the letters. Lots and lots of riddles. If you are a very clever, like Times crossword wordy person, you might be able to solve the riddles. I could not, didn't even try, to be totally honest, because I'm not a crossworder. I don't even think that's a word. But yeah, I had a fantastic time. It also made complete sense. It was a fair game mystery. So the person who did it, we had met, there were clues throughout to know who they were. You know, like there were arrows pointing at them that you would have been able to see if you'd solved the clues in time. And yeah, I had a great time with that. Then 4.5 I gave to Long Live Evil by Sarah Rees Brennan. This book I absolutely loved. I thought this book was fantastic. We're following our main character, Ray. Ray has got cancer and she is dying. She is 19 and she is dying. She is off. A mysterious woman kind of appears at her bedside and says, hey, I can put you into this book that you love. You've just got to find the flower of life and death, and then you'll wake up and you'll be fine. If you don't find it, you don't wake up. So Ray takes the offer, appears in this book. However, she has appeared in the book as a character who is about to be killed for treason. So this, I love the way that this story is told. We've got Ray knowing the plot and trying to change the plot, but then kind of every time she changes something, she's like, wait, hang on, why is this happening now? This isn't meant to happen now, because of course she impacts the plot as well. We've got other fantastic characters that I really, really loved. I really enjoyed the way that the fourth wall was kind of broken as well, where there's times that, you know, we're in Ray's head, but like her inner monologue is like, for example, we meet a character called Key, and she's like, well, in this world, parents will name their children after everyday objects. Except Key wasn't named by his mother, he was named by the author. So if the author's chosen to name him Key, that must be important. Maybe he is the key to something. And that kind of, you know, inner monologue that you kind of have as a reader, I enjoyed it. I thought it was going to annoy me, but it didn't. I liked it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had a fantastic time. And then the final book that I'm going to talk about today is my only 5-star of the month, which is this one, A Jingle Bell Mingle by Julia Murphy and Sierra Simone. I feel like you're probably sick of me talking about this book because I swear I mention it in every other video. But I loved it. It absolutely lived up to the hype that I had put on it. And I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic. This one, we are following Isaac and Sunny. And I just really like, because again, we've met and we've seen these characters grow over the last 3 books. 5 books, well, 4 books technically, we're on book 5. And so we know these characters, but we don't know them yet. You know, we've seen these characters. They've been kind of prominent side characters. So Sunny is the best friend of, oh gosh, I can't remember her name, B, from book 1. And Sunny is a makeup artist, a designer, a playwright. She's been a porn star. She's kind of done a bit of everything within the industry. And so she's there on set. We've met her, we've kind of got to know her, and we've seen her through B's eyes. Isaac is the 3rd member of the boy band, who are the male love interests that were followed throughout the series. And Isaac lost his wife about 5 years ago, and since then he's just been in a deep depression, and all he wants is just to like hide and be a hermit. He is under contract to write 1 more album, and so he's like, right, well, I'm going to go to Christmas Notch because everyone else seems to be going there. I'm going to get into the Christmas spirit, write a Christmas album, and then I'm going to go and be a hermit. However, him and Sunny meet, and it's really, really cute. I absolutely love the discussions. What I love about this series is it's not just smut for smut's sake. It has not only does it also just have a good plot, but it goes deeper than that. So we had really interesting discussions around grief. We had really great sort of discussions around like family and responsibility, and how do you live up to what your parents' expectations might be. How do you get over somebody if they died? You know, can you ever move on? And also there was like fantastic fat rep, there was fantastic ADHD and anxiety rep, as well as like I said, depression with Isaac. And I just loved it. I absolutely loved every minute of reading this book. As soon as I finished, I kind of wanted just to turn to page 1 and start it again, but you know, that's probably a little bit ridiculous, but that's what I wanted to do. That's how much I loved it. So I'm going to stop gushing about this book now, but it's fantastic. Highly recommend. It's amazing. Love it. So that is my November wrap up. Let me know if you have read any of the books that I've mentioned this month, and what were your thoughts on any of them. And if you just wanted to let me know that you were here, leave me any kind of festive emoji for Jingle Bell Mingle. Like little bells would be fantastic, but I'm not 100% sure if there are bell emojis. I think there are. But leave me any kind of festive emoji. If you like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe down below, and I will see you tomorrow for day 3 of Vlogmas. Bye!